Good morning. Welcome to day 5. Gonna be a beautiful day today, as usual. Breakfast time. All right, so it's about 5 o'clock and I just finished up work for the day, and I am kind of whooped because according to my Fitbit, I already have like 11.44 miles under my belt today. Okay, so what I decided I'm gonna do today, because I'm kind of whooped, is if you remember a couple days ago, I think it was maybe vlog day 2 or 3, I don't remember, but I did a short hike on the Moalepe Trail with Tula. The two of us went out. There's some pretty cool views of mountains and stuff like that. Well, you can actually get there from the end of my road. I have to go across a little bit of private property, but I have permission to do so. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna walk up towards the Moalepe Trail, because there are a couple different pretty epic valleys and stuff up there. And I figure while I'm doing that, I may as well talk about some of the new gear I've gotten and some of the stuff I'm currently shooting with. All right, so let's talk camera gear. What do I shoot with? Well, if you follow my 2018 through hike at all, if you followed that vlog, the camera I used for that entire hike was a Sony FDR X3000. And I really liked that camera a lot because it had image stabilization built into the lens, which was really cool. But I mean, I put a beating on that camera, and the problem with that camera is it's kind of older, and in order to utilize the waterproof capabilities of it, you have to stick it inside one of those little clear cases with the clips, like the old GoPros. And the second you do that and take something underwater, or if it rains a lot, what do? You get humidity inside the case. You get condensation all over the inside of the case due to the different temperatures in air inside and outside of the case. So then what do you have to do? Well, then you have to buy pads to stick in there to absorb the moisture, and it's just a pain in the butt. So that camera kind of drove me nuts with that. So I was contemplating getting like a GoPro, but then DJI came out with their Osmo Action, and it had a front-facing screen, and I figure that's a really cool idea. You know, that way it'll make it much easier for me to frame out my selfies and get myself where I want myself in the frame. So I picked up one of those, and many of the videos you have seen over the past, like I'd say 8 months or so, were shot with that camera. That's all I use, a little sports camera, action sports camera. And the thing worked really great, but I decided, you know, it's time for an upgrade. That's great in an action environment, like if I'm going bodyboarding, or if I'm gonna go jump off a bridge, or if I want to attach it to my backpack and just, you know, if it's pouring rain, leave it on there and still be able to film and not have anything to worry about. But I kind of wanted to step up my game a little bit. So what I'm actually shooting with right now, it's my phone. I have a Google Pixel 4. It doesn't have the best video. This thing takes amazing photos. It doesn't have the best video, but it shoots front-facing 1080p 30 frames a second, which is what you're looking at right now. And on the rear-facing camera, it will shoot 4K. So it has some pretty good quality. I just go with the natural colors right out of the phone. The white balance on it drives me nuts a little bit. You can see it as I go in and out of light and dark areas. Like, woo, woo, woo. The white balance just kind of goes off and does its own thing. But this phone does have built-in image stabilization, but that's not what I am using right now. So I picked up a little Tech pocket gimbal. It's really small. I think the thing weighs maybe 4 or 5 ounces. It folds up, it fits in your pocket, and it holds my phone, and the thing works great. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It stabilizes the image. Okay, so everything you've seen up to now has been shot with this Google Pixel 4 and the Tech pocket gimbal. Now let's take a look at what my DJI Osmo Action looks like. Now, I'm using the stock microphone on this Google Pixel. This is just picking my voice up from the phone. Right away, first thing you're gonna notice is that with this camera, since it is an action sports camera, you're gonna have a much wider field of view than you're gonna get with the cell phone. But now I have auto white balance on, but you can see the clouds are definitely blown out in the background. Now, the other thing you're gonna notice about the DJI Osmo Action is the sound isn't very good on this thing. You're probably gonna hear a little bit of wind blowing in it right now. My voice isn't gonna be super loud. It's something that I'm gonna have to jack the volume up in post with this camera. I end up doing that a lot. Unless I have an external microphone that I hook up to this thing. It is a Boya MM1. It's what I use for months and months for all my reviews, is this DJI Osmo Action that I'm currently using. And the Boya MM1 microphone. But because this camera is so small and it's somewhat lightweight, I opt to use this thing a lot, even though it kind of has some crappy sound issues and I end up having to carry an extra mic for it. Now, those aren't the only two cameras I'm shooting with. I also picked up another camera, which is my Sony a6000. Now, I just picked this thing up not too long ago, and I also have a little shotgun mic screwed into the hot shoe mount on the top of this camera. But I've wanted a half-decent mirrorless camera for quite some time. This is a Sony a6000, and it's probably 4 or 5 years old, but it's about a 24 megapixel camera, and it shoots half-decent 1080p video, which is why I picked it up. I really like using this camera if I have it mounted on a tripod and if I'm stationary. It's really good for that. Other than that, I'm not sure how the image stabilization with this camera is. I'm gonna have to check it out in post after I film what I'm filming right now. But I'm not sure if I would use this while I was walking down a trail. All right, everybody. Really appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Check out day 4 of the vlog. Check out yesterday. I went and I hiked some of the Kalalau Trail. I hiked into Hanakapiai Beach. It was a great hike. You should check it out. Mahalo.